April TBR. Do I stick to a TBR and need a TBR? No, not really. I tend to be a mood reader, but I'm hoping that doing this will hold me accountable and make me actually read them. And for some patrons that I'm a part of, there's like a monthly book pick. So I have some books that I need on my TBR. Obviously they're all fine and say you can skip this month if you want to, but if they're books I'm genuinely interested, I try and stick to it in the month that they're reading it so I can discuss with everyone in the chat. Some months if it's a book I clearly know I'm not gonna like, then I just skip it. I have no qualms doing that. Disclaimer, my hands are not dirty. We redid my hair yesterday and I love having blue hair, but it's also a nightmare because for about a week or 2 weeks afterwards, my hands are just blue. It doesn't help that I have a habit of running my hands through my hair. So if you see blue fingertips, it's just because I'm running my fingers through my hair. My hands are not dirty. I'm constantly scrubbing them to get the dye off. So the first book I know I'm probably most likely going to finish because it's my current read, and that is The Jigsaw Man by Nadine Matheson. This is, so far, I'm not very far into it, as you can see, but so far it's like a standard murder mystery. It's very, very gruesome in the content. You know, like trigger warning for like dismemberment. So if you don't like real dark stuff, then I would stay away from it, because I'm always watching true crime stuff. This is like right up my street. So far from the beginning, it feels like watching an episode of Criminal Minds, which I freaking love. So we'll see how this one turns out. The second book is for Katie Colson's The Hunger Games read-along. So we read The Hunger Games last month, and this month we're reading Catching Fire, which is the second in the series. This is not a special edition. I have just got felt tip and coloured the edges in because I wanted them to look cooler. You can tell I did it myself. Do I need to explain what The Hunger Games is about? This is obviously the second one. So for the Hunger Games, they pick 2 tributes from each district. And I think the older you are, the more times your name is put into the, like, rankings, the bowl. And the opening of the Hunger Games, the main character, Katniss Everdeen, her little sister Primrose is pulled out and chosen, which is incredibly unlikely because she's quite young, so her name would have only been in there like once, I think it said. So Katniss can't stand the idea of her little sister going into the games because, you know, she likely won't survive. So she volunteers as tribute to go in her place, which is unheard of. No one, even though blood ties are thick, it's never seen in the Hunger Games. If you're chosen, you're chosen. And then the male tribute from District 12 is Peter Malark, and that makes it more tricky for her because he actually saved her life when she was younger, because he's the son of a baker. So he threw her some bread so her family wouldn't starve. So she already has the complications of knowing she will have to kill him. And then Catching Fire just picks up where we left off in the last book, which I'm not going to tell you where we left off because spoiler if you don't know how Hunger Games ends. So I did a poll on my Instagram to see what my next current read should be, and the winner of the poll was The Jigsaw Man, but the runner-up was You by Caroline Kepnes. I've obviously seen this everywhere. The show's very popular, the book's very popular, so this is one I want to aim to get to in April, because I think it had quite a lot of votes as well. So I know this follows Joe, who is a serial killer, I believe, and it's told from his point of view. I don't know a lot of the synopsis to tell you because I personally want to go in quite blind, so I'm not gonna read up to relay. And then I want to continue with my binge read of The Promised Neverland. I've never read it before and I'm currently loving the series. I've just finished volume 8 last night. I've got volume 9, so I'll definitely be reading that in April. And then I've got, I think, volumes 10 to 15 coming in the post. But, so I may get to them, I may not. It's all every which way. Because The volumes are really quick to read, so I wouldn't have a problem fitting them in. Speaking of quite quick to fit in manga, if you don't know, I'm absolutely obsessed with Alice in Borderland. I love the show so much, but if you couldn't tell from my Hunger Games, I absolutely love stories where there's a game and there has to only be one winner. They have to kill each other off. Like, some of my favourite things are the Hunger Games, Battle Royale, Squid Game, Alice in Borderland. They're always my favourite kind of premise. So I've read volumes 1 to 3 of Alice in Borderland, and I've got volume 4, which I'm hoping to fit in because the 5th volume comes out on my birthday, which is end of April. So I'm hoping to get to this one because I've been absolutely loving it. The last one finished off near the end of season 1 of the show, so I'm thinking this is going to be finishing off season 1 of the show. I don't know, it might go over into season 2, but I imagine that'll be volume 5. But I'm very excited to get to it. Also, look how cool these covers are. I really wanted these editions just because I think they're really cool. And the spine is the city with the lasers that go up into the sky, which, if you know, you know. Another manga possibility is, once again, based on a show I love. I love the anime and I love the live action, so I'm really hopeful I'm going to love the written form as well. And that is Kakiguri, which is also titled The Compulsive Gambler. Once again, look how sick this cover is. Like, awesome. So I have volumes 1 to 2, and then I've got volume 6, but I've got volumes 3 to 5 coming in the post once again. So hopefully they'll come. I did a big manga order because Book Depository is sadly shutting. So I did a big see-off order. Kind of hoping they'll do a closing down sale, but so far that doesn't seem to be happening. So I was just getting in my manga because it seems to be really hard to find these, especially the Promised Neverland I can find elsewhere. So I wasn't too stressed about those. Mine's just I'm desperate to carry on in the series, but these seem really hard to get. You can easily find Kakiguri Twin, I think it is, but the actual Compulsive Gambler series is really tricky to get a hold of. So, but I'm hoping to start this month. Another manga I might get to that I picked up based on the fact that I really enjoyed the anime is Food Wars, or Shokugeki no Sama. So I don't know if I'm gonna like the manga. I've only got volume 1, but I thought it'd be a good idea to check it out. This is very lowest on my TBR, but it's a possibility. And then just to finish off, I also did a poll for my next Kindle reads on my Instagram, and the top 2 of that are ones I'm hoping to get to. So the winner of the poll was The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. I really disliked The Pallbearers Club by Paul Tremblay, but I've heard that The Cabin at the End of the World is quite good, and I think there was just a film adaptation come out, or a TV adaptation, so it'll be quite interesting to compare the two. But that won by an astronomical amount, so clearly people want me to read it. And then the one that came second is No Exit by Taylor Adams, which is a thriller, I believe. And once again, with those kind of books, I like to go in blind. I don't like to know what they're about, but I've heard only good things about it. I've heard so many of my close friends say it is one of their favourite books. So I'm hoping I will love it too. Please let me know what you're planning to read in April. Will I get to all of these that I've listed? Who knows? Probably not. But it's good to have this so I know what I plan to read and to actually hold me accountable if I don't read them. But like I said, I'm a mood reader, so this is a loose TBR because I don't really put too much strain on it. But